Welcome back, friends, to Turelotad, Learnedhands, our up-and-coming scholar fort. And we are indeed up-and-coming. Here we begin the Great Library dig. This will be the final project for some of our now legendary miners who we embarked with. One standout here is Napoleon. She has been an absolute champion of every dig this fortress has ever seen. She will be retiring at the end of this project to become a full-time scholar. In fact, all of our original 7 dwarves are destined to be full-time scholars here in the main library, and they will have plenty of scribes working with them. But even as we speak, we are making rapid progress on our library. We have dug out this top circular balcony overlooking an empty space in the center. That will go down 2 more levels to the ground floor, and we are digging out very quickly thanks to our legendary miners. And despite receiving reports of a gremlin hiding out in the caverns, we were a little concerned at first, but honestly, this guy's pretty cute. We're just gonna let him scamp around down here. He's not doing anybody any harm. We do have a little bit of a water problem here on the top floor. That aquifer is all around us right now, so we're gonna have to deal with this moisture, but that shouldn't be too problematic. The appearance of that little cavern gremlin is a reminder that we do have to take security a little more seriously here at Turelotad. We've always had a drawbridge, but it's time to ramp up. Here we see the formation of the Gladness of Bridges, our fortress's first squad. We're carving out a new barracks for them, within sight of the library, and importantly, right next to the tavern, so that all walking by, citizen or otherwise, understand that while we are a peaceful set of dwarves, we are not to be trifled with. Our magma forges are churning out pretty good steel armor, and we'll be just fine in a few months here. We should also discuss the layout of our library. This is the central feature of this fortress. It is a 3-level library, consisting of a balcony at the top, a middle floor, and a ground floor, each of increasing size. There is a central open space that looks down through all 3 floors. Each floor will be partitioned into its own rooms, each with their own special purpose, and collectively, they will form the knowledge center of all Atilateo. We will soon be ramping up our paper industry, and we will write, collect, and copy every book we possibly can, for that is our ultimate purpose, to create a more enlightened world for our dwarves. To that end, we do have a little pigtail production going on in our cavern farm. That's nice to see. We will, however, be moving paper production closer to the library, perhaps even diverting our stream. Recall our quiet stream, Mouth Harshness, just outside the fortress gates. We may divert a little of that water to power some water wheels and some mills. And let's get our paper production going very soon. We are excited for that. And from those same flowing waters which power our industry, we will drink the envy of all the continent of dimensions in our new tavern, down here right next to the ground floor of the library. This will be, in some ways, the beating heart of our fortress. We need a place for visiting scholars and citizens to gather and discuss what they've learned in the library and come up with ideas for new books and areas of study. This tavern will also include an inn, so our visitors have a nice place to stay, and perhaps that will entice more long-term residents and eventually scholar citizens here in Learnedhands. Much of our recent work here in the fortress has revolved around our systems. It's going to take a lot of resources to build everything we want to build, so we've ramped up our production of glass blocks and stone blocks of interesting colors. We need to create a lot of walls and countless bookshelves and scroll rollers and everything we may need for our library's work. Our manager has certainly been very, very busy, and he's made a few mistakes along the way, but we are finding that we have really everything we need to sustain ourselves as a fort, defend ourselves, and build truly great things. What more could a dwarf ask for? The fortress is running quite well these days. We're not without our problems. We're not the happiest lot all the time. But hey, we're dwarves. That's how it goes. That said, we do what we can to keep our dwarves happy. A happy dwarf is a scholarly dwarf, and a scholarly dwarf is a godly dwarf, as the old saying goes. So we do what we can to keep our dwarves happy. In this case, we have a few more disgruntled than usual dwarves, but it's nothing we can't handle. We largely need to practice crafts and acquire objects, so to that end we have various stockpiles throughout the fortress that are designed to hold rings and scepters and crowns and things that dwarves may like to pick up and slip into their pocket should the mood strike. We also have a new wing of the workshop zone. These are our project studios. These workshops are given exclusively to dwarves who don't usually get to practice a craft, and they really, really need to. So we give them their own project studio and their own jobs to do. It's helping out a lot. We were a little disturbed by a couple of dwarves who seemed to be on the brink there for a while, but they cried on some people in charge, and they got some time off to hang out in the tavern and sing some songs and drink something new. Works wonders for the dwarven soul. I'm a happy dwarf. I'm a happy dwarf. I'm a happy dwarf. I got martial training. I'm a happy dwarf. I acquired an object. I'm a happy dwarf. I got to make friends. I got to spend some time with family and worship some more. And then I learned something new in the guild hall. I get around, I'm a happy dwarf. I get around, I'm a happy dwarf. I got a wide variety of alcohol to drink. I got a wide variety of food to eat. I got a wide variety of things to do. I'm gonna craft for you, I'm gonna craft for you. I'm a happy dwarf. 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 Part of running a rapidly growing fortress is the management of our nobility. Yes, we have become a barony in the past year. Our economic output has grown vastly from where we were even 1 year ago, so a barony we are, and our bookmaster is now Baroness. Accordingly, we are giving her the finest of bedrooms and studies and dining rooms, as well as a nice tomb. All the things that any noble surely needs. One good sign that things are going well here at Learnedhands is our growing collection of artifacts. We have had a flurry of artifacts created in the last year or so. Here's a few notable ones. A personal favorite of mine, we have Mafal Zon Vabok, Spinner, has created Mafal Zon Vabok, a microcline mug that she named after herself. She offers it to the distant language. That is very nice of her. She made a mug and decided that this mug needed to have her name. That takes a special personality. And then we have this little quartzite figurine of the Youthful Waves. The Youthful Waves is the deity of trade, the rain, and fertility, and seems to be quite important to many of the dwarves of Turelotad. All craft dwarfship is, of course, of the highest quality. The Youthful Waves is contemplating. It's encrusted with cushioned quartzite cabochons and menaces with spikes of copper. Okay, so here's something very interesting about this particular artifact, though. On the item is an image of satin tongs, the large crashing metal headscarf, and rock crystal. Well, our brethren in Clear Bells of Birds, a nearby fortress of great renown, the dwarves of Clear Bells unearthed satin tongs deep under the magma sea. Lost a lot of dwarves recovering it, as the legend goes. Satin tongs appears in an artifact in Turelotad. That is very cool. And then we have the tale of Camille Audculet, our chief medical dwarf, taken by a strange mood. She's claimed a stoneworker's workshop and unfortunately is in need of yarn cloth, of wool cloth. And we do not have anything of the sort here in the fortress. And furthermore, we just had the traders come, and I don't believe they had anything, but we weren't looking for it at the time. So we are out of luck. The traders have left. We really don't know what to do about this one. So we are searching in vain through our stores. We believe we may have some yarn. We're not sure. We're just doing the best we can to see if we can produce the material that we need. And we're trying everything we can, but she's just screaming out for this cloth. And this is tough because she has her infant with her. She's been carrying her child around, and the child is with her as she's losing her mind in this workshop. So this is dicey. This is dicey. She needs tanned hides, bones, metal bars, rock. We have so much of all of that. Yarn cloth. It's yarn cloth we don't have. Yeah, you can be a citizen, sure. Glad to have you. You've been contributing for some time. Welcome. And now we have an idea. Do we have any animals? Do we have any animals on hand that we could shear? Zan Avuztizash, a ewe. Yes, it's somebody's pet. It's owned by Sibrek Lakatvalal, one of our spear dwarves. Shear that ewe. Shear that ewe and get some wool. We need to throw up some workshops here. Okay, we need to shear an animal. Sorry, Sibrek, we're gonna need to borrow your pet for a second. We're gonna need to borrow your pet immediately. We're gonna shear that animal, and we are going to throw up some workshops. We need a loom. We need to get that wool. We need to spin it into yarn, I think, into wool thread, something like that. And then we need to take it to the clothier and turn it into wool cloth, yarn cloth. This is harrowing because this is taking a very, very long time. And this is one of those situations where you just hope against hope that this can be done in time. I'm afraid that we may have taken just a little too long to hatch this plan, so time will tell. Could somebody please immediately shear that ewe? It's been such a long time that we've been waiting, and there is someone. Yes, shear the ewe. Shear it. That did not take long. Okay. We've got some of Zan Avustizash's wool. Yes, spin that wool. Spin that wool. Get thee a workshop. Spin it. Yes, we're going to build a loom. We are going to build a loom right here. Goodness, build it with the closest materials possible. Just build that loom. Spin Zan Avustizash's wool. And we, for the love of God, need to get some yarn cloth happening here. Okay, weave yarn into cloth. That is exactly what we're looking for. Weave that yarn into cloth. Oh, it looks like we're going to go shear an alpaca. Sure, go for it, but don't let it stop you from weaving that yarn into cloth. Oh no, not the bull hair. No. No, forbid that bull hair. Only use the wool. Yes, 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 sheep wool yarn. Sheep wool yarn, which is being used to make yarn cloth. Yes. There she goes. There she goes. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, she was stuck in there waiting for that yarn cloth for days and days and days, losing her mind. Oh, that was close. We stole Sibrek's pet, We stole her little pet sheep and we sheared it to get this cloth. Camille, make sure it was worthwhile, please. Make something cool. You're gathering some pretty awesome stuff here. A giant mole bone. Oh yeah, some of the rangers killed a giant mole in the caverns. Almost forgot about that. Wolf leather. Okay. That sounds awesome. She has begun a mysterious construction. Yes. Oh, man. That was a close one. And now, finally, we are truly beginning to build out our library. We are very proud of this library. We are installing jet walls and floors in the center space. We haven't fully designed everything yet, but we like the look of these jet walls and these jet floors. We're thinking the astronomers might take up this center section right here. Give them the black jet room. So we have been hard at work building dozens and dozens of bookcases and chests, and very soon we will begin that pigtail production and paper production at large. We fully plan on diverting our stream and bringing it down here to support our water wheel-powered paper industry. And now the true work of Turelotad can begin. We are going to make all of our original 7 dwarves full-time scholars, and we will make sure that we have plenty of scribes and do our best to attract more scholars and more scribes so that we can grow our scholarship as quickly as possible. We will become the greatest importer and exporter of books the world of Atilateo has ever seen. This and more next time here at Turelotad, Learned Hands.